is that witnesses say, and the police officers also confirm, that all three officers gave different commands at the same time, causing the two individuals in the car to be confused about what to do. One officer told the driver to get out. Another officer told the passenger to get out. And another officer told both of them, do not move. Don't you move. Don't you move, or I'm going to shoot. Don't you move, or I'm going to shoot. So the guys was confused, so they were talking to each other, trying to figure out what to do. So the moment they try to get out the car, or motion like they was getting out the car, the officers that told them that don't move, I'm going to shoot, started shooting. The moment the guy died, that was driving in the driver's side, his foot came off the brake, and the car backed a little bit and bumped into another car. I watched the video of the shooting. Police searched the car. No drugs, no guns was found in the car. They searched the driver's home. No drugs, no gun was found at his home. They put in their report that the driver had the car in park, threw it in drive, and tried to gun it at the police officer. So they was in fear for their life. That's why they opened fire. That's what they put in their report. After seeing the video, the DOJ pointed out that these officers committed perjury, but still justified the shooting because the officers claimed that they was in fear for their life. Well, here's the problem with that. The law doesn't say the officers can shoot somebody once they're in fear for their life. The law actually says it has to be reasonable fear for their life. If the officer pull his gun out on you, and you give up immediately, put your hands up or get it down on the ground or whatever, you give up immediately, he has no right to shoot you because you given up. You made no motion towards him. So if he said he was in fear for his life, the fear has to be reasonable. So back to the Michael Brown case. Like I said, the DOJ was going to actually exonerate Wilson from the beginning. They say, well, Brown robbed a convenience store. No, he did not. There's no proof that he robbed a convenience store. They show that little video, and they only show a portion of what actually happened. Because if they were to show you the full video, they know, undoubtedly, you would call them a liar. The reason being, on the full video, from beginning to end, watching it from beginning to end, you see the store owner on the video, and you see him pick up the phone to call the police after Michael Brown leaves. Then you see him pick up the cigar box, look inside the cigar box, and hang up the phone. Why did he do this? Well, according to his attorney, that Michael Brown didn't steal anything. According to the store owner's attorney, the altercation at the door was because he didn't see Dorian Wilson put the box back on the counter. He thought Dorian Wilson had, no, it's not Dorian Wilson, Dorian Johnson. He thought Dorian Johnson had the box in his hand when he was walking out the door. When he didn't see the box in his hand when he was walking out the door, he tried to look in Michael Brown's bag. and Michael Brown pushed him off of him, asking what he was doing. And he said, I want my cigar back. And Michael Brown told him at the door, that altercation you see, I don't have your cigar. You better get off of me or I'm going to F you up. So, when he went back, he went to call the police, but then he found a cigar box. So he hung up the phone. He never did dial 911. Because before he could dial it, he found the box on the counter, looked in it, and all the cigars was there. The next thing was that it was a customer that actually called 911. The police officers never talked to the owner of the store. They never talked to him up until the day they came up there to get the video of the incident. They never talked to the owner of the store. Even on the day they got the video, all they did was come in and demand the video. They never talked to him about the incident. So what you got is the police department making accusations, right? Well, here's the thing about that. They wanted to give Wilson a reason to stop Michael Brown. If you look at all the evidence that was released by Robert McCullough, you can see all of Wilson's statements that he made to the investigators, all the way up to the point he goes before the grand jury. Wilson never says anything about Michael Brown being involved in a convenience store robbery until after they put the information out there in public through their press conference. In fact, the day after, he calls his sergeant and tells him that. He remembered the call. He recognized, and he thought that fit the description, so that's why he backed up to him. But before that, his testimony was, before that day, his testimony was that he backed up because they hadn't got out the road yet, so he thought they was ignoring him. So he was going to see what that malfunction was. That was his statement. Prior to them putting out that information about Michael Brown being involved in the convenience store thing. So that's how that information got out there. So the FBI said witnesses recanted their story or changed their story. Well, if you read all the statements that has been released, they only released a few statements. They didn't release all of them. Out of 64 witnesses, you had one to change their story. That was witness 10. You had one to make sure I'm not speeding or anything, because I don't want to get stopped. You have one witness that committed perjury. That's witness 41. You have Officer Wilson.